Hello everyone, I'm Anka Novakovic with EcoCoach. I help organizations go green and be more environmentally sustainable, and I've been doing it for 13 plus years. And today I wanted to talk about two demographics that I'm sure you've heard a lot about, which is the Millennials and the Gen Zers, and why it's important to go green related to those two demographics. And you know, I'm sure you've heard about the Millennials. They're the largest living generation. They care about anything that's related to the environment, society, et cetera, kind of making an impact. And of course, different people care about different things within that generation. I don't want to generalize, but the Gen Zers even more so. And actually, there's some studies that show that the Gen Zers' number one topic of interest and concern is climate change. So they are really tuned into caring about the environment, what organizations are doing, the products that they're purchasing need to be related to or need to be from organizations that are taking some actions to help support the environment and to not make a negative impact. So what I wanted to do today is share some more of those stats, because I am guessing that you have heard a bunch of these, and now of course the sun is out. It's been cloudy this whole time, so I thought this was a great spot in the park. No, the sun's out, so it might be hard to see me, but I'm gonna just keep going right now since I'm here, okay? And I don't want to stop the Facebook Live. So, you know, you may have heard some of these stats. You might have heard about the Millennials. You might have even heard about the Gen Zers and thought, okay, this is just too much. I know about it. I've heard about it. I don't need to know more about it. Well, guess what? Here's the thing is, if you are actually taking action and you are going green and you're fully committed to it, your organization, whether you're a nonprofit or a for-profit, then that's fantastic. That is great. But if you're not, now is the time to really take action, okay? Because if you want to attract that market share, right, the demographics of the Millennials and the Gen Zers, then they care about those things and they care about what you're doing, and they are likely to look it up, right? You know, if you've heard tweets about it, you've read about YouTube videos, they're on social media, and they're going to look up what your organization is doing, what actions you're doing, like how your product or service is eco-friendly, if it is, right? And don't worry about it, right? If you're just starting out, you don't have to go full force, but starting out is a great point, and communicating where you're going in the future, right? So I wanted to share some examples and some stats around Millennials and Gen Zers. And again, regardless of whether you are an IT firm, you're a startup, right? You're a nonprofit, you're a government contractor, you are a widget maker, right? Any sort of widget. This applies to you. It may apply to you in different ways, but it still applies to you. So, as I've said in a lot of other Facebook Lives, oh, and by the way, I've written about this, about many different areas of sustainability and going green, and why it's really important to take action for a variety of reasons on the EcoCoach blog. So definitely go to eco-coach.com/blog and check that information out. There's plenty of info that says, you know, why it's a must for smaller businesses, how it reduces risks, how you can get increased market share, et cetera, So definitely take a look at those if you'd like to, and if you're looking at kind of more background on why sustainability and going green is important for your organization. But today I'm going to focus on the Gen Zers and the Millennials, right? And I'm going to share some stats with you in case you're not convinced, because this is something that is really important for your business. And again, regardless of what industry you are in, taking action now is going to benefit your bottom line. It's also going to benefit the planet. It's also going to benefit your community, right? But it's going to benefit your bottom line. And I know that if you're working in a small business, if you own a small business, if you're an entrepreneur, obviously that matters to you, right? And you want to attract customers that are aligned with your values as well. So, okay, let me share some stats with you here. Close to 90% of millennials would consider taking a pay cut to work for an organization that is aligned with their beliefs and that is taking action to support the environment. Oh, and by the way, I cite all the sources in a follow-up or a anterior blog about this topic on the EcoCoach site. So again, it's eco-coach.com/blog, and you can look at the latest blog that's related to this. Okay, so 90% are willing to take a pay cut. So this is great news if you're a small business and you're thinking, I'm not sure how to attract top talent. Well, guess what? If you are taking action and if you're supporting the environment, you're supporting the community, you're more likely to attract individuals who will want to work for you, even though you can't pay as much as the bigger firms. Okay, so that's point number one, which is, I think, is fantastic. A Nielsen poll, this was in 2015, found that 73% of millennials look for one thing, and I've mentioned this before, in products that they buy, and that is that the product is sustainable, right? So if there is a way that you can make your product sustainable, if you can highlight those features, you do not want to greenwash, but if you can look at that and think about, okay, how can I make a new product that is sustainable, or how can my product be more sustainable, you're going to attract more customers. Okay, so the first stat related to attracting top talent. The second is more customers. Among Gen Zers, 94% believe that companies should address urgent social and environmental issues. And earlier on, I mentioned that climate change, they believe climate change was the top, according to some studies, the top topic. And that's compared to 87% of millennials and 86% of the population overall, right? So Gen Zers are even more tuned in. And according to another survey, Gen Z is the first generation to prioritize purpose over money. So the millennials care about what an organization is doing. Gen Zer care even more, and they make up about a quarter of the population. Oh, and by the way, the millennials by 2025 are going to make up 75% of the workforce, right? So here's another thought. If right now you're not taking action, you will likely have staff who would love it if you take action, because you will likely be employing millennials as well. Okay, and so and there's, I believe there's one more. Yes, there's one more tidbit that I wanted to share, which is that the Gen Z is far more aware of the environmental impact of their purchases than generations before then. And I kind of alluded to that before. I actually alluded to climate change. But so basically what this means is if you're taking that action right now, it's going to help you attract top talent. It's going to help you sell more products. It's going to increase productivity and happiness among your employees, because the likeliness is that a lot of your employees are going to be millennials and Gen Z in the near future if they're not already, right? And you know what? A volunteer day is kind of an extracurricular. It's not enough, right? It used to be something that was enough to make people happy and, okay, feel good. No, this is not enough. The Gen Zers and the millennials really care about what you're doing, the actions that you're taking, okay? And so I wanted to devote a whole Facebook Live to this and to really the importance of making sure that you're going green if you want to attract millennials, if you want to attract the Gen Zers, if you want to attract top talent within those demographics. And again, they're going to be making up the majority of the workforce. 75% of the workforce by 2025, right? Is going to be millennials. So that's a huge amount. And if you want to have folks who are really excited in a workplace where they're inspired, they're going to be more productive, they're going to have more ideas to share because they actually believe in what you're doing, then I highly, highly recommend that you take action around going green, you take action around sustainability. And I've written about this, and you know, I'm a huge proponent. We've done this with a lot of different clients in the past. And here's the thing is that there are the larger organizations that I've worked with are bigger ships to turn, right? And nonprofits, because I work with nonprofits who know that they want to attract millennials and they know they need to take action around sustainability and going green, but it takes a long time if you're a larger organization. If you're a small organization, you're much more agile. You can make decisions much more quickly. Or if you're watching this and you're the owner or the CEO of an organization or kind of the C-suite or executive, you can lead the charge. Even if you're watching this and you are not in charge, you you can still be a sustainability champion. And I have mentioned this in different Facebook Lives in the past, in the blog. I encourage you to take a look there. If you want to take a look at other reasons to go green or kind of how to do it, some steps, check out the Eco Coach blog. It's eco-coach.com/blog. And then we also have a free sustainability checklist that you can download. If you're basically thinking, all right, I know we're doing some things, what are we going to do next? I'm not really sure. And you're kind of at the starting point. This is a great checklist for you to use because you can then kind of get started and then move forward in the process and say, all right, we're doing 5 out of 10 of these, but we need to do, number 7 next, right? So thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. This was a shorter Facebook Live than usual, but I wanted to devote the topic, devoted to the topic of Gen Zers and Millennials because it's such an important topic around small businesses and going green. So have a fantastic day and enjoy a beautiful, beautiful summer day. I hope wherever you are, you're having a gorgeous day. Take care, and here's to your sustainability success. Bye-bye.